Okay, yesterday I was building something for my daughter that she's been bugging me about, and I finally completed that project. And I made a big shop boo-boo, and it's a dangerous boo-boo. And so I wanted to pass it along to you guys, so hopefully I'll keep somebody else from doing it. And it's one of those things where you really kick yourself because you know that it's a dangerous thing to do. And you know that you should be on the lookout for it, and you prepare for it. And then you completely ignore your own advice and you do something dangerous. And so that's what happened to me yesterday. So maybe this is more of a reminder to myself to, hey, you idiot, be careful when you do that. So this is a block of plastic. I'm not even sure what this stuff is, ABS or nylon, or I don't think it's Delrin. It's a bit too soft for Delrin. So I'm not quite sure what it is, but it was free. And I'd taken it over the bandsaw and cut off a chunk of it and was making a piece to hold a motor. Anyway, it was a kind of a round hole to hold a motor. And so, while on the bandsaw, this stuff cuts like butter, and you go, oh yeah, this stuff is fun to work on, and then I needed 4 tapped holes, 632, so I tapped these holes, and everything was just super, super easy, and this stuff. That is the big problem. It lulls you into thinking that this stuff is just completely innocent. It's that little bunny. It's not going to hurt anybody. And then it comes and kills you. And that's what happened to me yesterday. So how can this stuff be dangerous? Well, when you're drilling, when you drill into this stuff, the twist bit can grab this stuff and just suck it up into the drill press and take everything with it. And so yesterday, I needed to bore a 1 1/4 inch hole. So I was going to drill a 1/2 inch pilot first, and then go in with a boring tool on the mill and clean it out to 1 1/4 inch diameter. And so, I'd already been drilling on it. I'd already been sawing on it. I knew this stuff was soft, and everything was just great. So I'd just put that hole right through there. And so I always sneak up on holes. I said, well, I'll start with a 3/8 diameter, and then I go to a 1/2 inch diameter, and then I can bore it out from a half. So I put the 3/8 inch drill in this thing, and it just sucked it up in the drill press, flung it around, took the vise, threw the vise across the shop. Luckily, everything missed me, but it was scary and dangerous. And your reaction time isn't quick enough to turn off the motor, isn't quick enough to do anything. My immediate reaction was to pull the lever up on the quill feed, which is just the wrong thing to do because that picks it up even farther. So it's just a dangerous thing to do. So here's the smart way to drill plastic. And first of all, clamp it down. Yeah, so of course everybody knows to clamp it down, right? But you really do need to clamp it down. And the problem with this plastic is it's super slippery, so it can just slide right out of that vise too. So you've got to be really, really careful with this stuff. But the real trick is to have the correct drill bit. So don't use drill bits sharpened from metal. Use dull drill bits. And when I mean dull, let me show you those. Let me bring some over. Okay, here's a couple drill indexes. These are stubbies. They're nice to have. I hardly ever use them. I probably should more because they're nice. You don't have to raise your drill press up as high. But I've got a set of stubbies here. I happened to end up buying a bunch of machinist tools once, and I got a bunch of extra things. So I had a partial set of stubbies, and I went ahead and bought some replacements for the kit and replaced the ones I was missing, so I had a complete set again. And then I exclusively made these special. So I think you can read that. Cutting edge dulled for plastic and brass. So what does that mean? So these are specially made for cutting those materials. So brass is the same way. A drill bit can grab into brass and suck it up into the drill press and throw your vise across the room, do exactly all the same stuff. So anytime you're cutting any soft materials, these are the drill bits you want to use. And they're very easy to make. You start out with a normal drill bit, and you put a flat spot on the edge. And so let me draw a picture of that. So if there's a cutting edge on a drill, and maybe it looks something like, you know, I don't know how drill bits look, but let's say this is the drill bit, and you know, the cutting direction, and it cuts in like this. And so there's this spiral in there, and so the work can come into here, and instead of chipping off, it just deforms. So plastic is the worst. The plastic just starts to suck into the spirals of your drill bit, and brass will do the same thing. It'll just suck down in there. So this leading edge of the drill bit, on these, I've gone in with a stone, and I've actually flattened the edge. So now there's no sharp edge to grab the material, and it just kind of grinds. It's not a very good drill bit any longer. In fact, the material will get warm because it's kind of scraping action instead of a cutting action, so it actually is not all that great, but it will save your bacon and make a nicer hole too. One of the things I do all the time that really can get you into trouble is, let's say you have some material and you've drilled a hole in for a screw to go in there, and then you want to countersink that material, and so you set up your drill, and you set up your drill press with a stop, and so your drill bit will only come down this far, and then you go to drill it, and it grabs the material, and go whoop, pulls it up, and it drills it all the way through. I'm sure this has happened to you guys. It just sucks it all the way through. So you got to make sure it's clamped down really, really hard, and make sure you use one of these flattened drill bits. I'll get out the macro lens and show you this edge here a little bit better, but all you do is just take a hand stone. I'll demonstrate it too, and knock that edge off. And you could then go resharpen this bit. You know, if you had to, if you only had one bit in your arsenal, you could dull it, use it, and then sharpen it again. But you're not gonna, you know, you're gonna waste a lot of drill bits that way. Or just have a few dull ones of the popular sizes that you use, not an entire set. Anyway, so let me get the macro lens on and show you my dull edge. All right, so we're zoomed in really, really close here. And let's see, is that in focus? Yeah, that's pretty well in focus. So I hope you can see that it's this edge here. And this is just an India stone. And you just come in here and grind that sucker. And I'll do it on this side. And just make it flat. Make it about, I don't know, 1/64 of an inch, maybe something like that. Just a flat spot. You should put your finger on it, and it ain't sharp. So you can use these India stones. I've got one of these Easy Lap diamond stones, and make sure I'm back in camera again. And yeah. So either way, make a flat spot, and that's all you need to do. And then this thing is going to cut without grabbing. Just that tiny little amount is all it takes. So I took some still photos yesterday, so I'll show you some things. This is the part in the drill press, and you can see the hole that I'm trying to drill. And after I threw it across the room, I didn't take a picture of it thrown across the room, but I am showing you that I changed vices. I went from a small vise that I was using to a nice big vise that has a big flange on it. And that big flange allows you to use a big C-clamp And that C-clamp, you can really attach it to the drill press and nothing's going to go wrong. So hopefully I'll remember next time and not do that stupid thing again. Okay, and I wanted to mention one thing before we go. Every time I drill into sheet metal has the same problem. The drill bit will grab sheet metal even worse, and sheet metal, when it spins in a drill press, it is really, really, really dangerous. It will kill you, at least give you a big laceration. So I've given up on using regular drill bits in sheet metal, and I use these things instead. And these things are very, very nice. They don't grab. They cut sheet metal really, really well. So these are these step index drills. I don't remember where I got this at, but Harbor Freight sells a set of these, and other companies. Some are better than others, but I found that even the cheap ones work just fine. So these one used to be more. Oh yeah, this one goes up to 3/4 of an inch, and this one goes up to I don't know, looks like 3/8 of an inch, something like that. Anyway, yeah, use these when you can.